Wow. Okay, it looks like we started.
Shorter than I thought.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Tottenham Hotspur TV back with Harry Scarf again. This is the second stream done this week together, actually, on my channel. So as you can tell, the Harrys just seem to go everywhere together now. Today we're going to talk about the Spurs game against Burnley on Friday night. As you guys can tell, normally we'd have a Friday preview show, but it's taken up by the game now. So yeah. So Harry, first of all, how you doing?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Second show in 24 hours, but it's nice to be nice to be back. Big ups to the chat. Looking forward to getting into it.
Yeah, so we do actually have some good news to talk about first. I don't know if you guys saw the training videos or the videos of the players coming in. Just some notable things. Vicario has a Venom lock screen. So if anyone wants to write in the chat what their lock screen is, that'd be quite interesting. Just keep it quite entertaining.
Mine's, I think, a picture of me.
Oh, really? Yeah.
How sad's that?
Sort of something light-hearted. But it was good to see Solomon there, Van der Ven there, Madison. Obviously, we've seen that Van der Ven could actually be fit for United. Yeah. Thank you, Marlon.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
We get to have dinner early.
Yeah. I have to remember this next time when we go on next week. But yes, so they're all coming back, it looks like, especially Van der Ven. With Dragusin potentially being in, maybe, hopefully, fingers crossed by the end of the week. Do you think any of these players, especially someone like Solomon, who had an injury and came back, do you think any of them might be on the bench even on Friday? Or is there a possibility?
Listen,
obviously Bentancur came out of nowhere.
I was going to say I'm not going to write it off because nobody expected Bentancur to even be on the bench. He was in the starting lineup. That's such a surprise. So I'm honestly not going to write it off whatsoever. But Solomon, it'd be a good time for him to come back with all our injury problems. Song going away. So if he is fantastic, I can't see it. I think for the Man United game, they try and get Van der Ven in that starting lineup. I think they'll try and get Solomon on the bench. Madison, I think Madison will be aiming for Brentford to be in that matchday squad, but time will tell. We'll have to see. But I really did enjoy that video. It's interesting to see some of the players lock screens, and you've got like the passion that Oliver Skip showed to to show his. It's a very interesting little video. But hopefully all these players will be back by the end of the month.
But it was nice to see just a light-hearted video. I actually quite like those more than
we need more of them.
Yeah, lot screens, and obviously Vicario put the Venom one because everyone just seemed to notice.
I didn't expect that, to be fair.
So can you see someone like that Solomon? Because I think Solomon, judging by his injuries, as in the way they happened, could he not be on the bench? Or with obviously our lack of attacking options, could he not?
Well, it'd be good, wouldn't it? It'd be handy.
Because it is a cup game.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't surprise me. Like I said, we've been through that with Bentancur. You can't top that, can you? Solomon, as far as I'm concerned, I like the player that I saw from Fulham last season. But yeah, if Barney's listening here, he will know that he was injured quite a bit. But when he wasn't, he did play well. So I don't want him to be another one of those players like we've seen maybe with Lo Celso, definitely with Ryan Sessegnon, where they pick up far too many injuries and they can't be in the team consistently. But if we're going to get someone like Solomon back, now is the time where Son's not here to really impress, because as we've seen with midfield, we all went, Lo Celso never going to get in this midfield when it's fully fit. The performances he's put in recently, he has a fighting chance for me, even when Sarr, Basuma and Madison come back, have been in and around that conversation because he's performed consistently in the team. I'm really, really impressed with him recently. So we'll have to see. It wouldn't surprise me. I've got a feeling Solomon may be on the bench for Burnley, but I think it'd be too soon for Van der Ven, definitely too soon for James Maddison. But Man United, like I said, it's another 8-9 days, isn't it? 9 days, I think, gap. So that's a long enough time. I think Van der Ven will start against, I'm going to say it now, Van der Ven will start against United. And I think, I don't know whether Maddison will be fit. I think that's the aim. Definitely by the end of the month, I think Maddison, but slowly good to be getting players back. Now's the time to do it, where we've got the Sons, your Sars, your Basumas away.
Do you think we have an advantage though this January compared to other teams because we only have 3 games and they have a big space in between as well?
I won't call it necessarily an advantage, but it's a positive.
Considering our injuries, yeah.
Considering our injuries, we're lucky. So maybe, because obviously we could have been in the League Cup. If you'd asked me, would I rather play 4 games in January and be playing the League Cup semi-final? I'll be going to League Cup semi-final. So, are you lucky? Are you unlucky? Chance to go to the final? I know I'd rather be in that. But yeah, like you said, 3 games, 9 days apart. You can't complain. I think we had one of the tougher festive fixtures. Like I said, with that 3 games in 9 days. Everton being the first one, obviously Bournemouth being the last, Brighton in the middle, smack on a Thursday. So that was 3 games in 9 days. So it's nice to have 2 games with 9 games 9 days apart. That's more like it. It's what we like to see. A good time to get players back. However, I think that it was really good that the Brighton and Bournemouth game was so close together, because players were angry. They want to want to fight back from that Brighton defeat, and they showed that on the pitch against Bournemouth. So I always think when you lose, it's good to have games close to each other. So let's not lose against Burnley.
Yeah. So we might as well talk about Dragusin. Again, on more reports today saying that apparently Genoa upped their price, even though I heard that the price is basically the same as was quoted earlier in the window. I say earlier in the window, it's only 3 days. But do you think he'll be signed and sealed by Friday night? As in, we'll get typical Spurs could come on before the game and say hi to his new signing. Spurs are actually quite notorious of doing that. From what I've,
it'd be lovely. It'd be lovely, wouldn't it? Yeah, it'd be lovely. But I can't see it happening. Like I said to you, I do think by early next week that there'll be a centre back of some kind. Looks like this guy Dragusin through the door and sealed and medical done and photos taken and announcement. I think we're looking at Monday, Tuesday. I can't see it being done this week, just because they have going backwards and forwards over that price. And like you said earlier on X, if you like, that price in this current market isn't actually a lot of money. But is he worth it? I don't know. I haven't seen enough. As I said, for me, it's taking a risk. I don't know a lot about him, but people seem confident. But people were confident when we signed Ndombele. I've never seen such an overreaction for a player who turns out to work, should be working at McDonald's. But you have to see what Dragusin turns out to be.
The reason I bring the fixture list up is because could Levy see this, and I hate to bring this up, as a way to drag the deal out and get the best deal, because we only have 3 games this month. So to him, especially 2 being at home and 1 being in the cup, which more than likely, we'll talk about in a bit about the lineup, but more than likely he'll push Ange to probably rest players. And then obviously you've got the 1 league game away to United, and then you've got Brentford, which is actually coincidentally on my birthday on the 31st. So in terms of like bringing players in early in the window, Levy might see this as though, there's no need for it because we've got a cup game where he might play the youngsters possibly. And then we've got United away with Van der Ven possibly coming back. And obviously we've got the 1 home game against Brentford, which you'd imagine we'd probably see through. But this is the reason I brought up the fact we have 3 games. Do you think Levy might see this as a way to drag the deal out?
Well, let's put it that way. It's easier for Daniel Levy having 3 games in January than having 5 or 6 games where we play Manchester City and Arsenal. Absolutely. I think that his priority and the board's priority will be getting a centre-back through the door, focusing on centre-back, just 1 centre-back through the door before we play Manchester United on the 14th. He will look at that. And like you said, with Burnley, goes a cup competition, we should be able to win that, blah, blah, blah. Next league game against a team that come the end of the season, whether it's under Eric Ten Hag or not, whether it's under us, it could be completely revitalized, team in January. They could really rip it out and start again if they wanted to, but they haven't started at the moment. I very much doubt it. But United will want to be in and around that top 4, top 6. That's for sure. So, Levy will look at that going, I want the top 4. I need to win this game. So I think by the 14th, they want to bring a centre-back through the door. If it's this weekend, then there'll be more urgency. So I do think absolutely by the time we start next week, there'll be a centre-back through the door. I just can't see it being announced this side of this week. I think that the negotiation for the price will go on through tonight, through tomorrow. I think that we'll get to Saturday night, and I reckon, we will be agreed. And I think his medical will be first thing Monday morning kind of thing and be announced by the end of Monday, early Tuesday. So I do think it'll be really, really early next week. But hopefully it's earlier than that. It'd be great. But as long as we get a centre-back available for the Man United game, just in case Van der Ven isn't back, or as a partner for Van der Ven. So we've got to have someone who's ready to go. That's why, like, forgetting the defence a minute, I'm not for someone like Calvin Phillips, who's going to need, for me, a month or two of being reintroduced back into football and to get on the pitch. Yeah, I know they do training, but Calvin Phillips hasn't really got on the pitch. We've seen with players come back to injury, there's a difference between being back and being match fit. And Calvin Phillips is several weeks, for me anyway, away from match fitness. And I think it's a very key reason why Pep hasn't played him. And we look at Calvin Phillips at his best for England and Leeds. That was when he's playing week in, week out. And he's just not going to do that at Tottenham Hotspur. And, he's someone, for me, he loses his head maybe if he's not playing week in, week out. So he's not a player that we should be going for. But defence, get someone in before the 14th.
Because I think, for me, Dragusin and Van der Ven have to be the starting centre-halves against United.
Oh, you already put it out there. Oh.
No, they have to. I'm not saying it will happen. I said they have to be. Like, I'm saying this so if he's watching, you have to sign him.
Can Van der Ven play right-sided centre-back if we don't bring a centre-back in and we put Davis left-side? What do you reckon?
Not really. I mean, I guess
because that'd be the best defence. I'm forgetting where they can play him in it. Right now, with Van der Ven's back, Davis and Van der Ven would be, if they could, if it's possible, which it probably won't be, then that would be ideal because Romero won't be back by then. So again,
we know Romero won't be back.
But we'll Droxin because Droxin's going to sit on the bench for the majority of the season until we get into Europe next season, unless we get.
You say that though, but looking at his disciplinary record, I want to see more of Dragusin when we sign him than Romero, if I'm being honest.
But can you imagine the uproar if Romero, turns into this bench player? I know 3 strong centre backs when we're in Europe is ideal. This one I'm not fussed about.
You need 4.
Getting him in the door.
I actually argue you need 4. If we're playing Europe next season, we're going to need 4. So I'm not saying buy 2 now. I'm saying if me in the summer, I'm chucking 80 million at Everton for Bramford. That's what I would do.
Do you know what I'd be happy with? And I'm going to say it now. Yeah. Romero, Van der Ven. We signed Droxin in January. And Davis I'm happy with him being the backup centre-back for Van der Ven. And Droxin could be the backup centre-back for Romero. I'm happy with that. I think that's good enough to be in Europe. Absolutely has. I'll get rid of Dyer personally. And
Dyer, from what I've heard, they're going to let him go on a free. I know that was reports, but I was told
it'd be in the summer. I would have thought.
I was told this months ago that they were going to.
It really depends. It'll be funny whether Phillips and Dorrington how advanced in their development plan they are. Because if they're ready to go, then they could be in and around. Because as long as you get one centre back through the door, is for me a priority. Lots of people want to focus on the striker. I think we've proven in recent games we're still creating goals. We're still scoring goals, still creating chances.
So for Marlon, who's watching this, maybe he might be saying this. So obviously with Son going, do you think an attacker is actually essential this window? Because Son could potentially not be back till Valentine's Day. I was reading. Say if they go through every round.
I think a forward is important, but not essential. A centre back is absolutely essential for me. Nailed on. I don't want to see anyone questioning that. We can get through. Listen, whether you're behind Daniel Levy or not, right? And it's an absolute must get a centre back. Some people say we need more than one. I don't care. We just need a centre back through the door. Ready to go centre back, ready to play. It'd be for me. You bring in a left winger personally, or someone who can play anywhere across that forward line. I don't care. Again,
like Jota.
I don't. Jota would be the perfect answer, but you got Firmino, who's pictured back at Liverpool. Could we sign him on a loan until the end of the season? Possibility.
Is he back at Liverpool? What do you mean?
It looks like he's back at Liverpool. Well, there was pictures of him with a tweet from Liverpool saying back in the building of Firmino. He went to Saudi Arabia, if I'm not wrong, and I'm assuming it hasn't worked out. So is there any way where we can...
Unless you say that, Harry, they might, if they do bring him back on loan, it's because of Salah's going to AFCON.
So they thought it through.
Maybe they're ready ahead of the game, and we don't.
So for me, a loan deal for the end of the season, Giroud, AC Milan. Even still, I mean, I'm not necessarily to him, but someone like that, someone with a bit of experience to help settle Richarlison, scores goals, physical presence in the box.
The advantage on like Jota's, he played in the system before under Ange.
Jota would be my number one, and also because of the experience of playing Ange's
play all
system.
Across as well.
It's just going to say you can play all across anywhere, which is really handy because Son can play in a couple of different positions as it is. I love Richarlison, but it's a lot of pressure for him to go. You're playing every single game to the end of the season.
But I think he will.
I think he pretty much will. But if Richarlison is a player, I'm not saying this is right because it's not. He needs to work on it. Who lives off of confidence? He misses a chance and he gets annoyed. And if he, like, I would have worried if he hadn't got that goal after against Bournemouth, because he carries it into the next game. And when a player carries frustration, as we've seen with Romero, it doesn't always end well.
I mean,
Romero, that may be an exception. So we need someone for me to support Richarlison, but I'm more concerned about left wing, because I can go, Richarlison's fine up front, Johnson's fine on the right, left, Brian Gill. I liked him. I wanted to sign him. I think he's a good player to bring off the bench, but can he cope with the physicality against Can we go to Anfield and rely on Brian Gill to take on Alexander Arnold? Absolutely not. Against one of the most hostile atmospheres in English football, no.
I actually quite like Gill as a player, Harry. I really do.
Like Gill as a player,
but I just don't think he's going to succeed at Spurs.
I don't think he'll succeed as a winger. Maybe even like a false nine. I think he personally has been I think he'll go in the summer. And I think Spanish football's for him, right? Really, really skillful league.
And he's quite homesick.
Intense as an aggressive and fast played. I think the Premier League's a little bit sadly too quick for him. He just seems, but Brighton, he comes on, gives good energy, doesn't do anything with it. But I love his energy, and I think he's one of those players who you're looking for that little spark. Sheffield United, for example, at home this year. I know we won, but losing the game 1-0. Someone like here, a little bit of energy, a little bit of spark to upset the low block. So I think he's handy to keep in and around the team, but I don't really want him left wing.
I think he will play though against Burnley, if I'm being honest. So on Burnley, obviously there's a massive backlash with the Carabao Cup.
Rightly so.
From you and me, among others. Do you think he's going to take the FA Cup seriously now?
Well, he has to. Like I say, we talked a bit about this on your show. He just has to take it seriously. The backlash he won't be able to cope with, because I made my thoughts very clear. He is proven and convinced the majority of us, myself included, that he's the right man for the job, and we know that we're on the right path. And we're seeing now players like Sarr or Doggy committed for the long term. So I think the future of the club, in the next 5-10 years is in very, very safe hands. But we need to treat domestic cup seriously. 15 years now. I thought it was 15 years. That is an awful long time. And we're known as like Banter FC, Tottenham Hotspur, in the last few years, and that is because of the lack of trophies. So we have a chance to silence this. I'm not going to sit here and say we will win the FA Cup, but I believe if we treat it seriously, we have a chance of progressing to the latter stages. I think we can do it if we treat it seriously. So he has to treat it seriously. I want a pretty much a full strength team. There's no excuse for that, because you've got January transfer window to bring players in if these players need a rest. Right, we've got players coming back. Love the profile picture as well, Mickey Van Der. So we need to treat it seriously, because we disrespected the League Cup for me in round two. Round two, that is embarrassing. Losing to Fulham there's no shame in losing to a Premier League opposition away from home on penalties. But when you make 7, 8, 9 changes and you play as bad as we did, and Fulham didn't even turn up. Fulham made 6 changes. They were abysmal. They thought they were out already. We gave them a fighting chance. So I was not happy with that. And that can't continue. We've got a favourable draw. I expect nothing less but to cruise through. Even if we don't cruise through, we just need to get through to round 4 with whatever team we go with. But for me, strongest 11. Van der Ven's fit. He's in that lineup. Simple as that.
Yeah. But the reason I say this is that historically Spurs managers have not taken the cup seriously
including Levy's
tenure. Under Levy's tenure. So with obviously the lack of centre half, because like you said, you don't expect Dragonson's going to turn up, do you? By the end of the week. Do you think he'll rest some players though? We'll go into it something a bit.
He will not make as many changes as he did against Fulham.
You really don't think so?
No, because he got non-stop pressure by the press. Someone would have said to him, this coach is like, wow,
just so people know, Spurs, the last time Spurs won the FA Cup was the year before I was born. So I've never seen us win the FA Cup. I know Harry hasn't, but
no, I haven't. Mark says for me now till May, full strength League and Cup. Absolutely, yeah, 100%.
Hey, you're right.
Yeah. You've got to treat the domestic cup seriously. And I want to treat the league seriously as well. But when you haven't won a major trophy for 15 years, you've got to treat it seriously. And it's just as simple as that. Hopefully, Angela.
For me, I'm starving. I haven't seen us win anything since 08. So.
Yeah, and it's just, if we treat it seriously, I don't mind. We got to the League Cup now and we got knocked out, okay. But at least we tried. But it's the fact against Fulham, we disrespected not only them, but the League Cup. And I don't know what Ange surely does some basic research and looked at Tottenham Hotspur over the last 3-4 years and God, if you make 9 changes, we knew, all of us knew when we saw Højbjerg and Skip in the starting 11 as the 2 midfielders. We knew when we saw that amount of changes, our second team just isn't good enough, and he should know that. So that was really disappointing.
I have to say though, and this is even coming from someone who has his favourite Spurs manager. Poch did it. Redknapp, my favourite Spurs manager.
Mourinho did it at times. Conte done it. Absolutely, they've all done it.
So what I'm saying is, we might want to take it seriously. But do you think Ange? Because I hate to say this, because I imagine it's someone on the top pushing them not to play the top team in the league.
I don't care who it is and who it isn't. It's a domestic trophy. Ange is the one who's got the power to choose his team. If there's a voice out there, he's the manager. You know, you should pick the strongest team. And what made me laugh last season, right, Has, listen to this a minute. We rested. So basically, we had Sheffield United, I think it was, that we got knocked out into the end. We made 4 or 5, maybe more changes to rest the players for the Wolves game. So we lost that game, didn't we? And everyone laughed at Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah, I remember.
We rested for against Wolves, we lost as well. You couldn't make it up. That is Tottenham Hotspur to a T. And you know, we need to break this, because I think we treat the FA. I think the League Cup. Like, look at now. Look how far Fulham have got. No disrespect to Fulham, but I think we could have got through to the final easily, absolutely easy if we took it seriously. Hopefully,
I mean, like I said this a few months ago on the Hotspur Hood, and God bless Tommy, he's not actually doing any streams anymore. I did say that a few months ago. They are trying to get rid of Dyer this window.
It won't happen though. He'll leave on a free. Dyer won't.
They might even let him go on a free, Harry.
Dyer has a nice lifestyle at Tottenham. He's not going anywhere.
No. I'm saying they might let him go on a free, as in rather than ask for a fee.
Nah, it won't happen. Come back to this.
Okay.
Nah,
I just want to bring up also. I don't know if you guys know, Sunderland are playing Newcastle, which is a big game. But Liverpool Arsenal also is on Sunday. So there is a potential for a cup run here, because if Liverpool Arsenal, either of them are going to get knocked out. So that's one.
I think Sunderland are going to beat Newcastle, not being funny. I think they're giving them a real game. I fancy Sunderland. Really do.
But considering our injuries, Harry, do you think Ange will risk the first team?
We should. It's Burnley, for goodness sake. What are you scared of? Burnley is so naive. They come out and play. This game suits Tottenham Hotspur. Someone who's in Vincent Kompany is trying to be like Ange, or trying to be like Pep, who's he's been close to the last few years. And they're just really naive. They're attack. They play high line, and they take lots of risk, and it'll be very open for us. I don't think we need. I think it'll be fairly easy for us. But if it's not, again, just as long as we get through, if it's a Premier League game, we'd all expect 3 points. So it's no different in an FA Cup game. For me, it's more serious because there's a trophy at stake. It's a big trophy.
To us, it is. But I'm saying, might Ange sees this? I'm not saying he should do this, by the way. Saying might see Skip, Højbjerg, players like that. Brian Hill.
I get it. If we're playing Man United in 48 hours' time, 9 days. Players can play another 2 times before then they'll be all right. We've done it.
I agree with you. I'm not. By the way, I'm not saying I agree with this. Just so everyone watches saying to play these players, but because we played 3 games in 9 days, he might see this as an opportunity to rest a lot of these players who have played so much.
Burnley, that says there, and also Burnley without their best midfielder in Sander Berge through suspension, who is the reason they can progress, advance, and play attacking football, as we discussed yesterday on your show. So there's no way that
I remember
even get a result unless we make so many changes.
Harry Redknapp days, right? Where he used to put out Townsend before he was like a first teamer. He used to play the cup games. Andros, Harry Kane used to start the cup games before Harry Kane was Harry Kane, by the way. So it was actually Redknapp who gave him his debut. He even in the Europa League he used to rest players. I remember that. It was just the league that was the focus. So yeah, I agree with you, but I'm not. And by the way, I'm the person championing to players based on the first team.
Spot on. Airtel Cockrell, spot on.
Yeah,
thank you.
But I'm saying, yeah, you're spot on, Mark.
Yeah, you're not wrong, mate.
Yeah, but But do you think he'll risk it?
But honestly, I understand you put the question forward, but I can't understand him. I just can't understand anything but going full strength. Again, I get it if it's in December.
There's players like looking like someone like Lo Celso.
Okay, I get you not risking Van der Ven or Solomon if he's back, right? I get that, but someone like Bentancur, all the rest of the players, you absolutely risk them. It's so important we get through.
Like Porro, Porro.
You can rest them in the game. Rest and rotate in the game. Strongest starting 11, because our strongest starting 11, Burnley, like Elto Cockle says, will make changes. They're without their best midfielder in Sander Berger. I think we go 2-3-0 up before we hit the hour mark, or maybe even before that. Then we can make changes. Get to 60 minutes, 2-3-0 up, make your changes, Ange. You can do it that way, but we don't, and we won't learn properly. But Ange can't make as many changes as he did against Fulham, because when I saw that lineup, I didn't even watch the game. I didn't watch the game until we got to penalties. I knew that we would lose.
I watched it on the rebound
so many times.
Yeah.
We've done it against Sheffield United. We've done it against Middlesbrough. We've done Sheffield United the season before. We keep doing it. We've done it. Dino Zagreb, I think, under Mourinho.
Yeah,
we made 4 changes. Put Oliver Skip in midfield. We lost 3-0. When we won the first leg 2-0. I was like, it's going to be easy. I actually put my legs up for once watching Tottenham. We got annihilated against a team that the builders most of the week. It was embarrassing. So I don't want to have to go through this again. We need to treat it seriously. Ange is classy, top manager. He knows 3 trophies. He won the treble at Celtic. He knows how important domestic trophies are to keeping fans on side.
No, Harry, I agree with you.
I know why you're questioning it, but he needs to risk it, and I don't know why.
For example, someone like Porro has played a lot of minutes. Yeah, this season.
Don't like it. Don't be here.
I think it's probably almost every game. The back line, I think it's almost every game.
They get paid the extreme amount. They earn millions, right? I have no sympathy whatsoever at all. Get on with it.
No, I agree. I'm just being devil's advocate here. But I'm saying
Son's the only one I'd have sympathy for. He's played the most minutes.
Considering the intensity, we've spoken a lot about the intensity we play at, Harry, and how the players get tired. Right?
That's on Ange as well, So
yeah, I know, but
if the players are fit, play them. Yeah, absolutely.
Donnelly, Dorian, Santiago is a really cool name.
I agree. I think introduce players like Donnelly and Dorrington from the bench. Absolutely, you go strong, but we can't sit here and go, do we put the kids out? Absolutely not. That's disrespectful. Burnley will knock us out. Honestly, if we don't treat it seriously, I'll speak to you when we see the lineup out, and that our lineup determines how serious it is. It's got to be the best possible team, because this is our chance to win the FA Cup. It's our chance to do it. Liverpool and Arsenal, one of them are going to go out. Newcastle, with me, have a huge chance of going out as well. We're going to see a lot of upsets, as we always do with the FA Cup. We need to treat it seriously. There's no excuse not to. There's not one excuse. Injury problems. We've got players coming back. Fixture overload. We haven't got that anymore. We've been through the festive period. There's no excuse to rest players. We don't play for another 2 days anyway. The players got their feet up at the moment. They're not doing anything. Yeah, I don't get the question.
It's only the only reason I say is because the intensity we play at. A lot of people have spoken how we run out of steam after 60, 70 minutes, and then.
Okay, you've answered your own question. Make the changes 60, 65 minutes in the game. There you go.
I know. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm not saying I would.
Right, okay.
Because everyone assumes when asked these questions, it's like, Harry means it.
Exactly. We have a break after the United game. Let them have a week to put their feet up.
At the same time, though.
Here we go.
At least TJ was here to understand it. Does he deserve a chance? And the reason I say this is because we've had Emerson play.
It deserves a chance.
Right centre half for the past 4 weeks. Oh yeah, we'll talk. Okay, to plug. Wait till the end of the stream. We'll talk about this in the end, because we do have he will be back soon. We actually have a date now. So does youth deserve? You look at players like Emerson. You look at players in the midfield. We've spoken about how Brian Hill's useless. Some of these players? I'm not saying all of them at once. We're not saying all of them at once. So some of these deserve a quote, because it's a cup game. Bear in mind, we spoke about how Burnley are going to make changes. Yeah. Do you think, say, you might see either someone like Dorrington or Phillips play alongside Davies, or someone like Donnelly in midfield, or either up in the front three? Do you think they deserve a shot? Considering
the youth deserve a chance, but there's a time and a place for that. I get Manchester City doing this, right? Hear me out on this. I get City doing it where they won the treble. Go for it in domestic cups. But when we haven't won a trophy since 15 years, it has to be the best possible team in the game. Give the youth a chance, absolutely. Or I don't really like seeing Emerson right centre back. Put Phillips in, but you don't put both in. Do you know what I mean? You don't do things like you're not going to rest Brennan Johnson. You're not going to rest Richarlison. You're not going to rest Lo Celso. Do you know what I mean? That kind of thing. I know the team's not the strongest as it is, but every single strong player, first team player that's available. Yeah, Emerson back in midfield. I'm gonna hold him to account about that. Emerson can't play centre back, let alone midfield. He's meant to be a defender. He can't play. Honestly, I don't mind Emerson as a backup, but what's he doing in this team?
Can you imagine if he plays central midfield on Friday night?
My phone will be buzzing from TJ. Told you.
And then we lose the game, and then we're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll be on to him. But, lads, can we agree if Skip wasn't home ground? Absolutely. That's the only reason he's here, Mark. I've made it very clear. I'd offload him and bring Gallagher in personally, but it'd be Højbjerg is offloaded, and I don't agree with that.
I think Gallagher's off. We
want to go places under Ange. You need a player who does the dirty work and can see out games. Højbjerg, your perfect midfielder. City, I know Rodri's better than Højbjerg, and I'm not going to question that. But Rodri, you think about his defensive and almost not necessarily dirty, but clever side to his game, where he gets such a yellow card, sometimes gets suspended, but he's clever about it, and he's tactical fouls type thing. Højbjerg is a very similar player just without that, I don't know, attacking bit that Rodri kind of has, because Rodri's immense, by the way. So you need that in every team. We can't play with 3 attacking midfielders every game. We can't defend as it is. With no defensive midfielder. Cracky. We couldn't defend last season under Conte with 5 defenders and 2 defensive midfielders. So I dread to think. But then, in that case,
would you argue you have to keep either Skip or Højbjerg?
For me, you keep Højbjerg and offload Skip. I mean, you bring in Gallagher because he suits the system.
But unfortunately, Højbjerg wants to go. So.
I thought we had an excellent window in the summer. I was really, really, really impressed with it still. However, we missed out on Alex Scott. We massively missed out on Alex Scott. We should have signed him, shouldn't we, really? If he wasn't for his second disallowed goal, he would have got a brace against us. He's the real player for the future who suits the system.
First, Mark. So for me, I'm going Bentancur as the number 6. Sar's the number 8, and Banderson up front. Sorry, number 10. But then some scenarios, I'd argue put Lascelles instead of Sar. Say we're playing a low block like a Sheffield United.
It depends on their opponent. Yeah. If you're playing a low block, I would put Lascelles in there.
I think Sar is almost too valuable to leave out. So for those, say those are my 3. Harry, what are yours 3?
Well, firstly, two are very obvious for me. It's Bentancur and Maddison have to be in there. Yeah. Basuma, I think, is excellent, really, really good. I think definitely the player that we signed for Brighton, if not better. But as things stand, that disciplined side to his game, that rush head, if you like, losing your head moment, blood to the head, is an issue for me. So that's why he's not in my 3. Lascelles, I love, and I think is someone who you get to 60, 65 minutes. Sheffield United, a prime example. You're losing or drawing the game. You absolutely bring him on. Fresh legs. I think Lascelles is a very good player off the bench, and he's unlucky to be left out of that.
I think some days he will start.
Sar's been amazing. Sar's in there for me at the moment, but it's very, very close. Bentancur and Maddison, you have to put in there. Maddison is the 10. Bentancur.
And who's the third one?
Yeah, Sar's the third one, but it's just which one plays 6 and 8. I'll leave that up to Ange personally.
For me, I think Bentancur plays 6 and Sar plays 8 because we need the legs.
We need the legs, but Bentancur's better in a more advanced position. So I don't know. It's debatable.
Well, whilst I do agree with you in that sense, Harry, I do think...
Daniel's spot on, by the way. Burnley play open football, and the reason they haven't got away with it necessarily, Daniel, but when they have done it this season, not been annihilated, if you like, it's because they've had Sander Berge.
We did win 5-2 earlier in the season, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, but that was without Sander Berge. They hadn't signed him yet. So they've got Sander Berge in now, and he's suspended. So, not being funny, Burnley are there for the taking defensively. If you're Vincent Kompany, you set up with a low block. As we discussed, you play really defensive. Foster on the counter attack. I'll be scared if they play a low block and Foster on the counter attack. We make 4 or 5 changes, and we're in trouble. But they won't. Burnley don't learn.
but
yeah, I've got to say that now. You wait the start of Burnley's revolution to stay in the league.
Okay, so before we go into the actual starting lineup, I just want your thoughts on January window overall. So how many players do you expect us to come in, and how many players do you expect us to let go?
Oh, here we go again. The question we get asked every year. I think the recruitment's been good recently. Firstly, I think that's very important to highlight. I think credit where credit is due. Paratici, a very, very key part in that, absolutely. January window, like I said, bringing in one centre-back is a priority. So for me, I'll be very happy if we sign a centre-back and we sign a forward of some kind. And someone mentioned earlier in the chat, right at the start of the stream, about getting players out the door. People underestimate the importance of getting players out the door in a rebuild and in a window. So for me, if we can I know he's on loan at the moment, but somehow get Ndombele off the books permanently. If we can move on Dyer, Skip, etc. I mean, I know it won't happen, but if in an ideal world, Sessegnon as well. Do you know what I mean? That these type of players that have been here a long while or suffering through injury problems or just don't suit the system. Højbjerg, you know, I get why perhaps he's going because he doesn't suit the system, but I still think he's important to see out a game because what do you do, Has? Like, let's say we get to Champions League final, we're winning 1-0 against Man City. You don't attack, do you? And give yourself, vulnerable at the back. You've got to learn to see out a game, and that's what
Højbjerg. Don't forget, they only lost 3-2 to Villa. Yeah.
They did, but there was their ignorance again, high line.
But see, for me, I think 2 will go and 2 will come in. I think Højbjerg will go. I think. I
don't think Skip will go, by the way.
Dye will go. I think Dye will go this window.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant midfielders. Generally, there's a high chance.
And I think we'll sign a midfielder. I don't know who. And I think we'll sign Dragic, and then that'll be it.
We won't sign Gallagher. I said this will win, though.
I think it might be Calvin Phillips on loan or something like that. I don't know.
Get lost. I'd rather have Højbjerg and Skip.
Because the issue with, I think we can sign a forward, right? But I think we might need to get rid of Brian Hill. It happened.
In that case, you loan to buy Brian Gill or loan Brian Gill, loan with an obligation.
It's just we struggle to shift players. Yeah, we're going to announce that at the end of the show, but you already told him TJ we're back for United.
But at the moment, when they're fully fit at that left back position, we have Udogie, Reguilon, Sessegnon, Perisic, and Davies who can all play there.
Assuming Reguilon stays, because apparently they want to loan him.
I don't know if we're going to get onto it, but Reguilon I would keep as the backup back for Udogie. I'd move Sessegnon out the door as soon as he's got through that injury. Boom, contract. Thank you, gone. He's just, for me, not good enough. I'm sorry, he's just not. He's gone through too many injuries. Great player at Fulham. Hasn't proven it for Tottenham, and large amount is it down to injuries. But this is Premier League's a harsh league. We're not waiting for one player. We want to win now. So for me, he's gone. Perisic goes in the summer on a free. I've said that along with the likes of Dyer, etc. In terms of left back slot, we'll be left with 2 left backs, and I'm okay with that because we have an emergency situation. Liverpool, you get both your left backs injured. Davis can play there and do an okay job. So as far as I'm concerned, players out the door. We need to get 4 or 5 out as well.
Because for me, I want Sessegnon out. I think Perisic, you need to pay him off because he's not going to play.
Perisic will go in the summer, and let's see out the contract. It's the easy option for the club.
Yeah, but I think it's to do with the homegrown thing, Harry. If you want to bring in non-homegrown, we need to get rid of players. Homegrown. That's why
Højbjerg will go and not Skip because we can't guarantee.
But say we sell Højbjerg and we bring in a homegrown player. That leaves one more non-homegrown space anyway. So you can get rid of Skip and bring someone else, or you can get rid of Brian Hill and bring someone else. Unfortunately, because as you said, our squad is very bad.
I know.
Do you think Ndombele is going to leave this window? By the way,
I don't. No. Absolutely. Nobody wants him. Have you seen the way that Galatasaray and their president and that speak about him? One of their players. Is it just basically the guy that just comes into training and eats?
Eats food. Yeah, that's basically what it is.
Yeah, basically what it is. But with Brian Gill, I know I've doubted him, etc. today and on other shows, right? But I would not sell or loan him. Actually, thinking about it in this window because until Son's
coming back, then we're gonna have over-bloated attackers.
We're still limited numbers in that attack, so not for me. In the summer, I'd probably loan to buy loan with an obligation, Brian Gill, but or maybe sell if a good offer comes in. It's a shame because I think he has potential, but I just don't think the Premier League's for him unless he gets into the gym, not only toughens up, but just learn. It's been harsh, but not. It's not just about toughening up as well, but understanding the league and the pace of the league is just slightly off it for me. If we had ambition, we'd get.
I agree, Mark, but apparently Gallagher's.
But it won't happen. It will not happen. Mark my words. Højbjerg, Skip will stay. Gallagher won't go anywhere. Dyer won't go anywhere. Sessegnon won't go anywhere, and Højbjerg will be the.
I think Sessegnon's a bit different because he's injured.
Reguilon and Højbjerg will be the only 2 players now to be sold. I think so. I think only Drogsin will be the only player to come in. Dyer will stay, absolutely.
You don't see us saying, but if we let Højbjerg go, they'll bring in someone else, 100%, because of the AFCON. I think they'll bring someone else. Okay.
Two players would be ideal for me. I think they sign a winger instead. I think it'd be like a Jota on loan from Celtic. Yeah, You still be coming on sideways, backwards.
You know,
Just,
we could have a Ben Davies
carousel, isn't it? Round and round and round and round until you get sick. Except this, you get sick early.
So the team lineup. I know we spoke about this on my show, but your team lineup on Friday, Harry.
Vicario, I would give a rest. I've always believed in playing second goalkeeper in competitions. Apart from that, it'd be full strength. So Forster in goal, Porro right back, Udogie left back. My defence would be, because I don't think Van der Ven will be back, I think it'll be Davis and Phillips. I think, I'm going to go with Phillips. But that, again, is not about me giving you the chance. It's not about me resting players, nothing like that. I just think that I'd like to see Phillips. I've said it in the league. I said I would have done it in the last game against Bournemouth. I just don't want to see Emerson right centre-back. Nothing against him, but he's not a centre-back. You have to put centre-back on the pitch. It's criminal not to. Midfield 3. Goalkeepers don't need to rest. Vicario deserves it. But honestly, it's debatable. Lo Celso in midfield, absolutely nailed on. This is where it gets interesting, isn't it? If you think about it for a moment.
What's your midfield 3? Did you say Højbjerg?
No. Lo Celso is one of them. Skip would have to be the second because Højbjerg play the last? No, he didn't play the last.
No, he came on.
No, okay. Anyway, so Lo Celso, Skip, and this is where you get stuck now. Like, who do you go with? I'm proper stuck. Who you put in that midfield? I can't think of anyone. Sal's not here. Basuma's not here. Kulusevski wouldn't put in there because of we haven't got enough forwards. I've already enabled Lo Celso. Lo Celso, okay, it has to be Lo Celso, Højbjerg, and Skip. No, I know what I'll do. Gill in the number 10 position. Then you'd have the other two midfielders would be Højbjerg and Lo Celso. Then the front three would be Kulusevski on the right. I don't like to put him on the right. And I'd put Johnson down the middle or Richarlison on the left. But they could interchange that front three. It's not a great team, but we haven't got much available.
Donnelly
I'd put on the bench.
See, for me, I'm going Vicario. I don't think he deserves a rest. Vicario. I'm going Dorrington with Davies, and I'm playing Porro and obviously Udogie. And then my midfield 3 is Bentancur because he needs minutes.
I just contradicted myself, Mark. There.
I
want to raise Skip's value. Before he goes. Extra 5 million.
So for me, my midfield is Bentancur, Lo Celso, and Kulusevski, and I'm playing Johnson.
Oh, hang on, I forgot Bentancur. Can I do my midfield again? I forgot.
Okay.
Do my midfield again. Yeah, for my midfield, the midfield 3. Take that absolutely back. It's Burnley with Fearless. I wouldn't play with a defensive midfielder. It would be Lo Celso, Bentancur, and Gill would be my midfield 3. So Skip would not play. There you go, Mark.
See, I'm playing. I'd rather see Hill on the left and Johnson on the right and Richarlison in the middle.
That's a possibility. I just want to see if Johnson's capable on the other side.
I'd rather see Kulusevski plays at 10 and have Lo Celso as 8. Lo Celso as 8 and Bentancur as the 6.
But I just want to mix things up a bit. But that front three can interchange, and Gill's got to be in and around that too.
Yeah, see, I've heard more good things about Dorrington than I have about Phillips. Yeah, so that's what I'd go with Dorrington.
Yeah, I forgot Bentancur. How could I forget Bentancur? Must be just because he's just come back.
Yeah, guys, if you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel, and also like and subscribe to us, Spursy Talks, Scarfy Spurs Talk, and Hotspur TV. Before we get to score predictions, please sub. And please sub to this channel too, if you haven't already. We do content every week. So score prediction.
I'm going to go with 4-1 Spurs. I'm feeling confident. Like I said, I think Burnley will... I don't think they'll have more of the possession, but I think they will try and come out and play. Well, I think that we take the lead and Burnley will come out and play. There'll be gaps everywhere, and I think it'll be quite routine for us in the end. I expect to get the job done regardless. If we do, as I said to you, if we win 1-0 for a 97th minute goal or an extra time goal or we have to go to penalties, I really don't care. Just as long as we get through is a priority. But I'm going to go with 4-1 Tottenham.
I'm going 4-2. But also, I want to ask you something else before we go to the end of the stream. How far do you think we'll get into the FA Cup?
Well, do you know what? It depends. Listen, I'd love to sit here and answer the question, but it depends on who we get further down the line, and it depends on if we treat it seriously. If we get favourable draws, Like we can continue to get someone like a Burnley, a home game is really, really important, right? And we treat it really, really seriously. I think we can get to the final. I think we can get to the final, absolutely. I feel very, very confident with that. And there's no reason why we can't. Because as I said, with a fit starting 11, I don't think there's any better starting 11 in the Premier League. I think Man City gets close, but for me, not close enough. I think we've built a starting 11 that is so strong, and that is credit to, in particular, Paratici, but the whole of the Tottenham Hotspur board, who the recruitment's improved recently. You know, recruitment's been an issue, I think, under Daniel Levy's time, but in recent years it has improved. So Burnley will have a go, like Mark says, but they won't low block and they won't learn. We're winning 4-1, and I think we can progress. I think if we treat it seriously, we can win the FA Cup. It's a massive if, because we didn't with the League Cup.
Interesting. I think he has to take it seriously. For me, I think we'll get to the semi-finals as normal.
I think we'll lose in the final to like someone like City, because we try and play against.
I think we'll go quarterfinals. Actually, quarterfinals, not semi-finals. I think we'll go quarterfinals. You
negative, Nelly.
No, I just don't think we'll take it that seriously.
No, that's fair enough. It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah. It honestly wouldn't surprise me. And managers now, I've got to the point where they need calling out. I love Ange, but I think people have this natural assumption because he can't be called out. I disagree with people like questioning, like you trying to question his future. I disagree with that, but you can question his tactics and not treating a domestic cup seriously. Absolutely. And
that's part of questioning his future.
I questioned him on TalkSport. That's not questioning his future. It's questioning what he's done is in-game management in the game.
But he's the manager, yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that, but because we lost to Fulham in the cup doesn't mean I want him out, because he's the right manager and we're on the right path. He made a massive mistake. All I wanted is a sorry, but we didn't get a sorry.
But Harry, if we go and rest players again in the cup now, are you going to question him or are you going to question Levy for forcing these managers to rest players?
I'm going to question the manager, yes, but I'm not going to question his future at Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. I'm going to question his respect for domestic trophies. I come on here, absolutely. I come on here and I go, Andrew's done it again. He's done it again. He hasn't treated domestic cup seriously. He's fallen into the trap that every other manager has done in recent years. I won't single him out. I'll put him in that bracket of managers. But I think Andrew's classy and better than all others managers, so he could be outside that bracket. He learned. Everyone makes mistakes. His mistake was Fulham. He needs to learn back from it. Otherwise,
we'll learn a lot on Friday.
I'll be arguing with Darren Bent again.
If he doesn't, did you argue with Darren Bent?
Yeah, I had to go at him.
I don't like Darren Bent at all.
Bit smug.
But do you not know about his miss in that game?
Yeah, I know about his miss. Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah. Did you not bring it up? Or you missed the goal Sandra could have scored?
It wasn't like a bait or anything. It was more the fact that I wasn't happy, and I was saying, the season's over. I was overreacting at the time, and
to be fair though, if we get knocked out on Friday, the season's over for me. Because we ain't winning the league.
The season's not over, but the bubble's been burst is the term that I use against Fulham. And I take that back because I was wrong and maybe they were right. However, I stand by what I said in terms of it is a big issue not treating domestic cup seriously. They were like, that's right, you got the FA Cup or you got next year. I was like, mate, we haven't won a major trophy since 2008. I haven't seen a major trophy. You not understand how important and how ignorant and disrespectful that is to Joe. I think Ange disrespected Fulham, the League Cup, our fans, everything. But he's fallen into the same trap as Conte Mourinho, and he's better than them.
But Harry, this has been happening.
He's going to prove this on Friday. He's going to treat it seriously.
Harry,
we'll start 11 and we're going to win.
This has been happening since I'm going back to 2005. I can remember this has been happening since Ennick's tenure. Even Martin Joel, and I love Martin Joel. Even he rested so many players in cup games. Okay, we'd get through.
What do you think it is? Do you think it's a voice from up there going,
yeah,
I want to get
to voice from up there? Because
if you were a manager, would you listen to that voice?
No, but then I'll probably get sacked. Because that's what happened with Mourinho. Mourinho didn't want to rest players in the league for the cup final.
But do we know that though? Because Tony lost the dressing room.
Yeah, that's why he's fuming that he got sacked before the cup final. Because they had an argument about the Super League and also about resting players in the league for the cup game.
Me or which Harry?
Yeah, which Harry? Should I put them both?
I can try and put my channel link, but it won't let me do it on air. It really annoys me.
Hold on, give me a minute. I can do yours.
I can't find the link to my channel again. I've done it again. How can anyone do that?
Give me a minute. I'll do it. Don't worry, Harry. I'll find it.
It's a bit worrying that I can't find my own link for my channel though.
Yeah. I'll put my channel first, and then I'll put yours. Don't worry. Control.
I should be able to find it somewhere, but it's not let me share it.
Give me a second.
Oh.
Yeah, this is my channel. This is my channel.
No, don't be sorry at all, Mark. I should be able to find
so this is my channel. This is my channel, and I'll go put in Harry's now. Give me a second.
That's Hotspur TV.
Yeah.
Does TJ have a channel? Because I can't see it. I know he has a page.
Yeah, he does have a channel.
Has he ever done anything on it?
Let me put yours in. Give me a second.
Sorry.
Control C. Don't worry, I'm expert at this. Control V. Okay, this is Harry.
I can't find that link to the channel.
Yeah,
I can do it on my phone, but not on
So
it.
go subscribe to Scarfy as well.
Big up, Mark. I've introduced Matchday Vlogs as a new part of the channel, and also my channel's the second one, Mark. I'm also going to be doing today, I'm going to be recording with my new equipment and that Spurs season review so far, since we're over the halfway point of the season. Matchday Vlog will be out. We're going to do match previews, daily Spurs updates, keep you up to date. So
thank you. Find TJ's. Where's it gone?
Big up, Mark. I can find it. I can find his Twitter page. He never uses it.
I know he was going to revamp it. That's why.
It's funny how he forgot his password, but he could reply to me when I tried to dig him out of what he said. Funny that.
I can't find his channel.
No, thank you, Mark. Big up, mate. Hope you're well. Happy New Year to you.
I can't find his channel.
That's all right. We'll do it when he's back. He can find it.
No, I'm literally searching for it. I searched Spursy Talks.
Have you got his Twitter page? Because I have.
Let me try something different.
Surely it'd be on his Twitter page. Surely he would have put it there, no? That's what I've done.
No, I've got it. Hold on.
You've got it?
Yeah, I've got it. Hold on.
Oh.
There we go.
What you like?
There we go. This is TJ's one.
There you go.
That's TJ. So please subscribe to all three of us. And please thank you to people who subscribed to me yesterday. I don't know if you guys are here. I'm in you all. Okay, all right. You were speaking about your channel, but where can we find you next, Harry? Are you going on any other shows before?
Not I know, probably Part Lane podcast, Sunday, etc. So I'm not really sure yet. I'm not on any Burnley shows, but we'll be on like Man United shows and that. So I'll keep you updated. But in terms of what content's coming, Friday morning the match preview will be released. I'm hoping to, if I get a chance, either today or tomorrow, there will be something released on, like I said, the Spurs review so far. But if there's any other content you want me to do, let me know in the comments below. There'll be a matchday vlog for the Burnley game, instant match reaction Friday night. There'll be daily Spurs update, not Friday night because I'm at the game. I can't do 3 videos at once. Sadly, it doesn't work.
3 videos at once?
3 videos. It will be because matchday vlog, instant match reaction, and the daily Spurs update. I can't do 3, sadly. YouTube will go, and my head will go like that. But there'll be daily Spurs update tonight, tomorrow night, keeping up to date. With
thanks, Chris.
Some transfer news and updates. Big up, Chris. Big up the chat. You're the ones who make the show very special. And TJ will be back for the Man United game.
If you guys didn't hear already, TJ will be back next Friday, the 12th of January. So all 3 of us will be back again.
It'd be nice to have him back. I'm aside debates.
Is it 12th or the 13th? Hold on, is it the 13th or 12th?
14th. The game is.
It's the 12th of January. It's on a Sunday, I think. Our game.
Yeah, Sundays. Yeah, our game's on Sunday the 14th.
12th of January.
4:30.
12th of January. TJ will be back, and so we'll be all 3 of us again because a lot of people are asking. So next Friday is the 3 of us again, and you can find me at Hotspur TV. Now, like Harry, I've got match reaction videos now after every game. Most likely it will be out on Saturday morning because I'll probably come back from the game knackered and I'll film it at like 2 a.m. or something like that.
If it goes into extra time and penalties, I still didn't find out. I don't know if it does go into extra time. I can't see it, but if it does go into extra time. I don't think it does, but if it does, let me know. Chris, what do you know if it goes into extra time, if it's a draw Friday, or does it go straight to penalties? I'm pretty sure it's not a replay. Anyway, if it does go into extra time penalties or whatever, then it might be Saturday morning, but I'm aiming for Friday night.
You mean drunk? What do you mean?
When you said you're going to arrive home tired.
Oh, no, actually, I don't drink anymore. But anyway, I haven't drunk since New Year's Eve last year, not the New Year's Eve that's passed, the year before. So I haven't drunk for a year and 3 days.
Straight to pens. Yeah, I thought it was straight to pens, Chris. We have to have a look.
That's probably better,
Has actually started the show and questioned Andrew's future, so maybe he has been on the drink. TJ, Emerson in midfield. They both say they don't drink.
Actually, I'm not joking. I'm drunk for 369 days.
How are you still alive then without water?
I haven't got water next to me actually today. I need to go get some. You remind me now.
I just finished J2O.
Oh yeah, because I'm playing football later tonight. So
yeah, you are. Good luck.
Yeah. So Yeah, you can. I do post-match reactions now. I stream at least once a week now, so your streams will coming back now. I took a break over Christmas because, as you know, you lose track of the days and like what days which. And
you do. I only didn't because I knew that Christmas was on a Monday and my birthday was on Tuesday.
Even though and also had New Year's Day on the Monday after the New Year's Eve.
Yeah, that was really handy. But usually this time of year, I ain't got a clue. Yeah, I'm struggling now. It's Wednesday today, isn't it?
And I will try and put some more content out also on my channel about the transfer window. If we sign someone, I'll probably try and put something out.
Big up.
Yeah, Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year, everyone.
And come on, you Spurs. Anything else you want to say before the end of the stream?
No, just thank you very much for the chat. Big up, and looking forward to having TJ back. So thank you, guys.
Yeah, so TJ will be back, guys, next Friday.
We'll be back
as a trio. Friday. So have a longer streams, probably.
Hopefully, we'll be in round 4 of the FA Cup. If we're not, it's going to be interesting next stream.
And I'm going to see if I can get hold of a Man United fan to come on next Friday night.
But I can find one for you. I've got 3 actually.
You got 3. I need some for my channel as well on Wednesday. But
okay, we can sort that. I've got a really nice guy that actually is looking. He said to me this morning, I'm
also in a United fan chat, so most likely, guys, we'll probably have United.
You heard of Red Devils TV?
Yeah, I know.
Dan, get him on. He'll come on.
So we'll try and get United fan in for next Friday as well. So stay posted for that. And I imagine me and Scarfy will have United fans on our channels as well. So I've got next week.
I've got Alice, big Man United fan, like content creator with nearly 60,000 followers on my show. Not this Monday, but she'll be on the post-match reaction to the Monday game. Monday, the 15th of January, 8 p.m. live on YouTube. Scarfy Spurs Talk. Check it out because it'll be interesting.
And I'll be on that actually on the 15th.
You'll be on the 15th as well. So it's going to be an interesting show. Let's hope we'll be discussing the Tottenham win, but you never know with us. Out the Spurs.
And it's at United as well. Anyway, so come on, you Spurs.
Out the Spurs. Happy New Year.